Soul Garden.
One of the problems with love is we don't know ourselves well enough to know who we want. Introducing Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. You send us your date of birth, we send you a custom video, and we'll talk all about you. The kind of charisma you have, your personality, are you funny, not funny? What's a perfect romance? What's a perfect wedding? What's a perfect home? And what not to do with you. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com. End all the uncertainty. Order one now. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Ray Manwateki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together. Well, Mother Earth is under the love rays of Virgo. In fact, Chapter 2 of Sun in Virgo, we're going to wrap up Chapter 2 this week. We're working on reality, the IB state of awareness, and we're going to transform our reality this week and become proficient at what we do. By the end of the week, we will step into what I call Master Shui, where we rule our lives literally from our passion. Now, looking at emotions, the moon starts with Love Fest Day on Sunday, and then on Monday, we have a little bit of Sirius as the moon crosses over Saturn in Scorpio. It gets jolly again on Thursday and Friday in Sagittarius, and serious again in Capricorn this weekend. The moon signs most affected are Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, and on the dark side of the moons, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Looking at our orbits, man, emotions are harboring around our throat chakra this week. That's because the moon in Libra and Scorpio. But then by the end of the week, it hits your sinuses. Now, emotions can literally clog you up, especially something you don't want to talk about. Lilith and Jupiter has finally stabilized in our solar plexus, and that means we're not going to have as much digestion issues. And there's a party going on in the heart chakra, and Mercury is now moved up to the throat chakra, which means truths will be spilling out from now through Halloween. Going to be fun. Indeed, those truths, right? Looking at the planets, we have really mostly, I think, the most important trine of the day is this one, Black Lilith at 10 degrees this week, trining Saturn. What this means is that we are really, for some, turning our back on some multi-lifetime deep emotional karma, or at least till childhood. So many people of all ages are kind of, as a whole planet, unifying and saying goodbye to some old karma, in some cases relationships, in some cases emotional damage. But the good news is we are actually healing, folks. This light work actually works. You're going to feel that with that trine. Now, we've been feeling this for a while, the T-square. It was a grand square for a while with Venus, but the good news is having Venus transit through Libra on the opposite side of Uranus, it really gave us the ability to see what's fair, to process through what's fair. And this week, you're going to see some movement on the T-square, or some inner movement anyways, because now you're operating from a sense of justice. That's good news. I'll talk about that upstairs. And then lastly, this is interesting as well, Venus is transiting up into Scorpio. That's the next transit, which means we're going to be creating and destroying, right? Venus is the sign of creativity. Scorpio is the gateway, so relationships, all sorts of things creating and destroying. But it's all trining into Neptune in Pisces, which to me says whatever is being created and destroyed might be fate. That's right. When God, universe, or Pisces energy comes into that sort of interaction or intersection of energy, usually this is the hand of fate, as in certain births, as in, of course, certain deaths, and, of course, certain successes. So that's also something to be looking out for. And then finally, getting close on the planets, as the week starts off, it's Love Fest Day, then Sirius as the moon crosses over that Saturn in Scorpio. And at the end of the week, again, like I said, it gets serious because the moon crosses Pluto in Capricorn. Now, let's take a look at the real important details, the details about you. So climb in the ascension elevator and I'll see you upstairs.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Namaste, Pisces, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. The sun is in Virgo, and it's been intense, and for you, you're working on long-term relationships, partnerships, and how you relate to yourself and what I call the me ridge. And it's been intense. I think really up until now, it's been all about cutting the dead weight, both in the way you treat yourself and the way you allow people to treat you, which is a mere reflection if you haven't noticed. So it's been very intense, and it's been the epicenter of everything: fairness, justice, balance, and how you relate to yourself and others. But also inner child. Right now we have Saturn and Jupiter working on you. On the one hand, Saturn saying time to be responsible and stick by what you believe, stick by what you know, cut away the limiting beliefs. That's one of the big things that's necessary for Pisces to move forward and Pisces risings to get on their life purpose. But also Jupiter, expanding what your heart wants in the first place and expanding your feelings into new areas of what could be pleasurable, what could be joy, what could be serious joy. Black Moon, Lilith, finally cutting away the childhood damage or some deep personal heart chakra damage that goes back maybe lifetime. So that's another story. And then lastly, trying to innovate your strength all the while, right? Innovate your strength, try to make money, trying to invest in your manifestations, and really teeter-tottering between that Pluto Capricorn energy and the Cancer and Jupiter and Cancer energy, which is of course that struggle between who you thought you were in the world and your inner child. So trying to make money when you're changing job titles and trying to get on your dreams. Is that it? It's all that, isn't it? It's crazy. So as we start this week, we're moving into chapter 3 of Sun in Virgo, and so you're going to move out of the judgment and into the harmony, all right? And that's what Libra's about. You know, we do judge because we have to weigh what's fair and not fair, but then we take it up to harmony. Now this is taking it to where you want relationships to go, where you want partners to go, and drawing in lifelong partnerships for business, friendship, or even romance. Now the Sun in Virgo is going to move from step 16, which is a Pisces ruled day, to step 22, which means you're going to break through, hopefully, in personal relationships, probably with yourself, but also with others. Mercury is going to be a little bit paranoid-like, probably by the end of the week, because it goes into the 8th house. So watch your thoughts and make sure that they are serving you. Now, Jupiter in Cancer is the expansion of personal dreams. Your heart is being introduced to things that you didn't even know it might want. And this week, you finally reach a piece where hopefully the inner child is finally happy again, or smiling, or not frowning, or not in pain. By the end of the week, Jupiter is ruled by Neptune, so you're going to find that your inner child is leading you on a new adventure and the doors are opening for your next creative project. Black Lilith at step 10 says it's now time to love and trust that the past is dead, especially with broken hearts, right? And then lastly, Saturn in Scorpio. This is the part where you must say no to the old ignorance and say yes to unlimited possibilities of learning. And by the end of the week, you're going to decide what you're not doing, what you don't believe, and probably be naming some self-limiting beliefs that should go forever. So last week, the harbor point really harbored around the new moon. We had a new moon around Wednesday, Thursday, light cast day. This was a huge emotional swell, maybe tipping the teeter-totter of a marriage, a partnership, or something that wasn't working out. Maybe the bitter truth, maybe some truth coming out. A lot of people breaking up and stuff last week. It was pretty intense. But by Friday, the light bulb going off, and this weekend, or the last weekend that we just lived, you coming into some harmony with Love Fest and whatnot. In fact, that's where we start right now, is Love Fest Day. Love Fest Day is on Sunday. That's when the moon crosses over Venus. Now, this will happen in Libra, so it might be a little bow chicka bow wow for the Pisces. They might find themselves in a little kissy face. That's because it's going on in the house of intimacy and kind of opening up new possibilities for your own self-transformation. Very powerful. On Monday, the moon moves into Scorpio, and so you're going to have to be responsible about knowledge right away on Monday. But also, it's time to make decisions about relationships. So you might have to suck it up and accept what you have learned from the evidence and therefore make a decision about where relationships can or cannot go on Monday. And it's a hard one, but it's one that is obviously necessary. On Tuesday, take action. Immediately move forward. If you decided you were going to leave someone, I guess it's time to pack. If you decided you want to marry someone, I guess it's time to buy a ring. It can go either way, depending on where the Pisces is in those stages of their life. But with the moon in Scorpio, it's aligned with life purpose. So you're feeling your life purpose on Tuesday as you're moving in and out. So don't think you're making any mistakes. If you've been in your heart, let me make that qualification. Then on Wednesday, love and trust. You've made no mistakes with all of this. And the moon in Scorpio means you are theoretical and you are again aligned with life purpose or learning some lessons. So Wednesday is kind of a dreamy day, I think, where you're probably checking out. Friday, we move to Master Shui and the moon moves into Sagittarius. So now your feelings are more about career, legacy, life purpose, and emotions are trying to hold steady. So you're loving and trusting. Relationships will work out and everything will happen according to plan. Thursday is kind of a cloudy day, maybe partly cloudy for some. Then come Friday. On Friday, Jupiter rules the day. I really recommend that you go with what feels right and what you love. Now, it's a career building day, so it's a very lucky day if you are doing career stuff or have an important shoot day or something going on, or I think in only my terms, a shoot day. If it's a day where you're pitching something or a day where you're selling something, luck's on your side, Pisces. Definitely do that good synergy energy that you do. So Friday is a good day even though it's Friday the 13th. But Saturday is the real potential breakthrough day. Saturday is a day where feelings will come to truth and settle to their natural ground with relationships. If you've been holding out for a particular relationship, you might find out on Saturday. If this is a friendship, it might happen on Saturday. Now, on Saturday, the moon crosses Pluto, so an old friendship or an old alignment is dead, but something is probably born in your own long-term relationships too. So it's a weird day. And also your inner child might be bittersweet with it because the moon crosses that T-square as you're having a Uranus breakthrough with relationships. So Saturday is a funky day and spiritual miracles are possible because of Jupiter at 16 degrees. So hold out for Saturday, but don't plan anything crazy like hang gliding or jumping out of a plane on that day. Hey, speaking of jumping out of planes and speaking of Pisces, come on down to soulgarden.me. You know, we're the most loving space on the internet. We've been around for 7 years, and we've got a group of the kindest people on the planet. Namely, check this guy out, Master One Feather. He's a Pisces. He is back on the air and doing tarot readings on Wednesday mornings. It feels like breakfast at Tiffany's. Everyone there is like, all know each other every week. Come on down. He is phenomenal. Then later that day, we have Dawn Leahy. Now, she's our astro goddess. She's teaching astrology. Bring your chart. She'll answer your questions. Then yours truly is teaching practical wizardry. We're talking about the detail magic of Virgo. And then we have Dr. Mac Turner, who does live psychic channeling and answering questions. This is all going on Wednesdays, by the way. You're all welcome. It's open to members. Then on Fridays, we've got Melody Ann. She's teaching people how to step in their voice, a new Zen shoemaker. She's coming to help us. She's a master Taurus. She's answering questions. You can email her a question and she reads the answer on the air. Super groovy. And lastly, Astro Gossip is back with 4 young new astrologers talking the gossip, talking the celebrities, talking the headlines, and trying to figure out what went wrong, okay? Now, all this happens in our new Wateki Theater, which is, this is a live picture of what it looks like. This is where we chat, we all hang out, we meet each other, you log in with your Facebook, all of it available at soulgarden.me, the most loving space on the internet, turning 8 in just a while. So thank you so much, Pisces, so grateful. I want to just remind you to be strong and to remember that sometimes what holds you back in relationships are particular details. Don't let the details hold you back. Don't let the details hang you up with yourself. It's about having that self-loving compassion and finding where the passion is when you synergize with someone, because you, out of all signs, do that so well. All right, I will see you in 7 days with more. Live, love, be. With the moon in Cancer, emotions and intellect are now coming together like a Reese's penis. Oops. Reese's penis.